All about, you know how the story goes. Oh, oh, oh. When it's you and me, we don't need no one to tell. Hey guys, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez. I'm coming at you today with a Earth 2 OMI update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love you all. Bro, hugs for everyone. Everyone say hello to Dashi, hello Dashi. And whatever Lucius Malfoy's cane is called, it's going to be here forever now. So Earth 2 updates since last night. If you guys have not been noticing, or just a little recap, why I am every single hour on the hour, I'm checking Brazil, I am checking Antarctica, I'm checking a bunch of other different places, specifically for any new updates. So every hour on the hour, I've been going and checking just to see if you could mine resources, what you can do, because the Earth 2 developers had said in a Discord announcement that there are some updates that they're not going to have announcements for. There are some updates that they will have announcements for, but some updates that are just gonna go. And if you're playing at the time, it's potluck. If you're playing at the time, you're gonna be able to see it and you'll take advantage. If you're not gonna be playing at the time, then you're gonna miss out. If you're sleeping, whatever. I don't have a network set up yet for like people like in Europe. Like, hey guys, from the time of like 1 a.m. to like 9 a.m. Can you guys like can you guys check for me and then give me a call, give me a notification, whatever. I don't have that yet, just because if something happens at 4 in the morning when I'm sleeping, I would like to be notified. So let me know if you want to do that, and then we'll go through something. But outside of that, I have gotten a couple of different properties. Obviously, I'm still buying in Chaveztopia, but I got properties in Tonga, Libya, Honduras, and St. Vincent, because those places are very, very cheap to begin with. And I didn't buy new tiles. What I did was I went to the marketplace, I looked at every single country, and those four happened to be the cheapest when people were discounting them. They're all class 2 tiles. They were, I'm trying to think, I don't know how much percent off, but I was able to get them between 35 and 37 cents a tile. Again, there weren't crazy amounts of tiles. There was like 10 here, 20 there, whatever. But out of those four, again, if I'm practicing what I'm preaching, when I say, hey, I'll buy a couple of tiles in Chaveztopia, and after those tiles are bought, buy a bunch of tiles everywhere else for like 35, 37 cents, and then you can go and use those resources in essence, bring them into Chaveztopia. That's what I continue to plan to do. Like I said, I'll continue buying in Chaveztopia just because that's what you guys want. But other places too, just to get the amount of tiles. Again, the more tiles you have, the more resources that you can get, the more just the more money that you can make by selling and whatnot. Speaking of selling and whatnot, there is a DC drop today where you have Mera, Supergirl, Catwoman, and Batwoman from Veve. And I was trying to sell my rare Batman from last week. I was like, because I only had like 65 gems, and it's like 85 gems or 89 gems for the ultra rare Supergirl. But then like I was looking at the marketplace of Batman, I was like, oh man, everyone's selling for like 40 gems where you were able to get it for like 50 gems or something. It's like, oh, that's dumb. So I topped up with gems today, so I have like 100 gems. Good, get that Supergirl Ultra if I can make it. The only price right now is like it's 0.00313 or something along those lines. It was right before I checked. It was up, it was down. I like it down here. Like I said, I did sell that big. I had a big Pokemon sale yesterday. eBay sent my payout of 1,500, and then they're gonna send a payout of like 7K or whatever have you for those Mario Pikachu ones, and that'll be split between Bitcoin, OMI, and Earth 2. So I'm just letting you guys know what I'm doing. We do have a drop later on today in like the next half hour or so, 40 minutes, give or take. And that's something I'm gonna go and try for that Supergirl. I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna burn that OMI. Oh, let me get to I'm gonna get to the comments right now. Moon, hey, what's up, Moon? How's it going? Saying hey, Randy. Thomas Pataro says, what's up, Randy? Oh, so also somebody asked me if windmills are going to be a thing in Earth 2. I think yes, but I am not sure if buying windmills that are already there is the right route to go, or if windmills that you're going to have to just make yourself. I do believe that as the game goes on, we will be able to build windmills, because right now we have a resource that's oil. I think at some point you might have resources that are not phased out of the game, but are used so much less and less, they won't be worth anything, just because nobody's going to want to. Again, these guys are pretty they're Silicon Valley type folk, developers for Earth 2. So when you have something like people that are usually in the tech world pretty left, they want renewable energy in there, and to have oil and coal, it's the start of the game. But as the game progresses, I 100% believe that a lot of things are going to be powered by renewable energy, whether it's electric, thorium, what have you, solar, wind. They did say most buildings are going to be wiped, but some buildings will stay. Major land points, anything man-made will probably be wiped. But so windmills, it might be wiped. So if you're buying windmills right now, I'm not 100% sure that is a good idea, just because they might not be there when the start of phase 2 comes, when the wipe happens, when the snap happens, when the Shanos snap happens. But as far as windmills in the future, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're going to be a big thing. Jason Mack, howdy. Legacy Bermuda says, hey, Rambo Randy. Final Shot says, I'm here, Randy Savage. Let's hack and go, Final Shot. Let's get this bread. Moon Moon says, what do you think is the lucky country where resources are released first? Well, it's going to have to be a country that we're already, most likely, 99% sure, it's going to be a country that's already available to buy tiles in, to trade in. Because as I was going down the list this morning, there was a bunch of places that, we're on sale. Oh, what? I can get this for 20 cents? Cannot, buy tiles in this country. Oh, damn. Or I get a notification that says, this account is frozen due to suspicious activities. Like, oh, man. So there are a bunch of people, or there are a bunch of countries where we're still not allowed to buy, which is fine. Not being allowed to buy is 100% okay. That means we have more countries that will be opening up at some point. But I don't think they would open up a country and have that open country be able to mine for resources at the same time. That'd be like a little too much chaos, in my opinion. I think people can only handle one thing at once. Is if you have that, like if you have a country that's already, let's say Honduras, that they have that, and you're able, it's already an open country. Tiles are already bought there. So being able to go in and actually mine resources there, that's only one step. But if they release a country, you buy it, as people are trying to buy, the server's probably going to get shut down. But then as you buy and then try to mine resources like while you buy it, I just think that's going to be a little too much at once. Again, just my opinion. Would that be chaos and would I love it? Absolutely. But just trying to think of the overall health of the game and the hobby, probably a little too much at once. So it's probably going to be a country where it's not huge. It's not going to be like China, Russia, US, I don't think. I think it's going to be maybe one of the European countries. Australia maybe too. Australia's not huge, but yeah, probably like a big country in European, maybe like Germany. I don't know if Brazil's really big too, because I don't think you would want it in a country that's absolutely huge, where all the tiles are, outrageous. Even South Korea's small, but the tiles there are like $23 a tile now. I don't think that's something we would want to do. They'd probably have a medium-sized country, lots of land, maybe not a lot of people, and that's just my guess. So probably somewhere in Europe, just my guess. Vittori Jean Pascal says, after thinking a little bit more about it, the test country may be a small one where the tiles are cheap, which offer all kinds of resources. I'm thinking somewhere where there's like an island, or islands, like an archipelago. So not just one island. There's islands. Archipelago means like there's islands, a group of islands, and you have there most likely grass, trees, stuff where you can get wood and ore, and they're surrounded by water, so you have fresh water, and maybe there's oil under the island or oil under wherever, and that's possible as well. I would, yeah, that would be pretty cool to have. I don't know what group of like U.S. Virgin Islands or British Virgin Islands, or Hawaii is part of the U.S. So it won't be just Hawaii. Samoa. I'm trying to think. Maybe Japan. Japan's a large series of islands, so that's possible as well. Yeah, that'd be good. I'm trying to think of a country that has everything, and everything, like not 100 miles that way, then have something 76 miles. I want something very hard to find. So that's a good idea. Vittori Jean Pascal. Maxwell Cook says, I'm hoping it's Iceland or North Korea. Well, North Korea you can't. Oh no, you can buy tiles in North Korea, right? Well, I'm guessing Maxwell Cook, you have a bunch of tiles in Iceland and North Korea. Final Shot says, will OMI go back down to low 20s? I'm inching for more OMI. I don't, again, short term, I have no idea where it's going. I would say less likely now because we've had there's some news that Apple might be buying Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's gone from like 35K to like 40K. Just on the rumor that Apple's buying Bitcoin. And I'm saying that because, again, it makes sense. They want these top crypto engineers starting to work for them. So like, oh, they might be starting to accept crypto soon. And if they're accepting crypto, you can be damn sure they're buying it. Now, whether Apple itself is actually buying crypto, is actually buying whatever or not, you can be damn sure that the actual leaders, the CEOs and the CFOs and all of them are buying it. Everyone that has an inkling to the future is buying it. Everyone is buying Bitcoin. So that being said, as Bitcoin rises, so should the altcoins and so should OMI. So I don't. If I were a betting man, which clearly I am, I would not think that it goes down to the low twos again. But I didn't think it would get down below half a penny, and look where the heck it went. So yeah, I got a little not screwed there. I got a little. I was very wrong at that point. So again, short term, my guessing is not the best. Long term, yeah. Long term makes some heckin' money. But again, not financial advice. Not a financial advisor. Piehead says, I think the lucky country will be tiny and cheap. I bought tiles in Liechtenstein yesterday for 66 cents near Switzerland and Austria. I just feel like so many people going into a small country, like 100,000 years going, it's like overload. That's why I think of the medium and bigger country all spread out. Okay, you're not getting so much in such a small amount of thing. You're getting like a bunch of people, but in a larger country, so it's not as cluttered, not as crowded. But yeah, they could do that just to try to see how the servers handle and whatever. Harva Cabra says, what about Israel? You can't buy there yet, so at some point it will probably be able to have an Israel country opening, but they're not going to have. Again, I don't think they're going to have you be able to mine resources or have resources released and have a country released on that same day at the same time. So again, Israel, you can't buy tiles in right now, so they would have to not only unlock Israel, but make it so that as they unlock Israel, resources are being mined. I don't think that is what is going to happen. Or at least I hope not. But Israel as a country by itself, I don't know what's going to come first, whether it's Iran, Iraq, Saudi Arabia, or what do you call it, Israel. I don't know. Again, Israel, especially parts of Jerusalem, some of the most holy land. Oh, I think parts of Jerusalem, though, I think you can get international tiles, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think that's, I don't know if that's still in like conflict. I remember in like 2014, 2015, if you were to look at in the United States, if you were to Google Crimea, you would see it as having a dotted border around it between that and the UK because it was considered in dispute. But if you were to look at Google Maps of Crimea in the Ukraine at that time, it said it had it as part of Ukraine. But if you were in Russia and you Googled Crimea, it had it as part of Russia, which I thought was very, very interesting. So Jerusalem right now, I think in that same way, is considered in dispute. And that's why you can get it international tiles, because I have some. But that also being said, Israel as the actual country, I don't know when that'll open. I'd like them to maybe before the end of the year, whenever they don't need money, but if they ever wanted to raise a couple $1 million real quick, yeah, they can go do that. But they don't need to. So it's maybe by the end of the year, as things are progressing, and they say, okay, hey, now we got resources, now we got this, now we got that. Yeah, it's possible that comes out at the end of the year. They do want to save some countries though for the one that's an actual game and they can have a big event and the servers are definitely good. That's probably what they're. I don't know if Israel's going to be saved for then because again, it's not a huge country. But I think Saudi Arabia would probably be the biggest one that they would have. Ruben Tester says, hey, so I don't know if you already talk about, but could you talk about the tweet about OMI Akomi that I sent you yesterday? Yes. Okay. So there was a guy that had a series of tweets. It was like one of like 14. And he was just saying that because OMI has so much has gone down already, and people have already lost money, that he thinks that the growth in OMI will be slow. And to his credit, it might be. He thinks that the growth of OMI will be slow, and it's not worth it to put in OMI down here, where it might trade sideways for at 0.003 whatever for weeks or months. Now, I've been watching the market for a long time, and Tesla had traded sideways for years, like several years, between like $180 and $300 a share. It's been between that from like 2014, 2019, whatever, and that's not gonna have. Again, all coins are very, very volatile, so you'll see it have the big ups, the big downs. What I'll do is I'll dollar cost average in and buy in the big downs. Not that I'm gonna sell on the big ups, but anyway, this guy's basically saying his money could be used better elsewhere. He also made a couple of mistakes. The mistake saying that there was 750 billion tokens created, which is correct, but him saying that in order for it to reach $1, it's got to be $750 billion. No, it's not true at all. The way it's calculated is the float, is how much that is available to us, which is called the float. That's 168 billion that's available. Everything else that's in the Veve, app is the Veve app, and it's not available for market. He was also saying that, okay, if they do have to buy from the market, it's going to take them like 10, 15 years to be able to do that based on the burn rate. If they had a burn rate of X amount, which I didn't do the math on that to see if that was true, but that he was basically saying, oh, if it goes down like to zero, which it won't. It'll never go down to zero. They'll just continuously buy when they're at 40, 50, or 60%, so that they have a little bit. I mean, maybe in 50 years does it go down? Because again, at one point you're going to have OMI, where an OMI is $1, so every dollar that's spent, you're only burning one OMI, and you're going to have a point later this decade, and that where it's multiple dollars for OMI. So you have to have, let's say it by 2030, it's $3 in OMI. Okay, each dollar you have to spend $3 to burn one OMI. So again, the burn rate towards the middle to the end of the decade is going to get very, very low. We're not going to be burning several hundred per dollar that's spent. We're going to be burning maybe we have to $3 to burn one OMI. So again, you're going to have a big dynamic change, and some people are going to be a little iffy about that. Some people are going to be liquidating, some people are going to be selling. There's going to be a lot of plateaus. But either way, what that guy means, that guy could be correct. You could be able to put something in one of those poop coins at 0.501, and then you 10x your money because now it's 0.401. And you could do that and then come back to OMI. I would not do that. I don't believe in any of those poop coins. You could lose your money. Also, it's not something I believe in long term, those poop coins. But OMI, I believe in long term. So we definitely. He's more speculative on like, oh, well, you could just buy here and buy here. Okay, well, yes, you have to pay taxes on that at some point when you sell, or if you cash out. You don't. Again, I'm not sure if it's for business owners. As long as you transfer assets, you don't have to pay taxes until you sell that assets for cash and you cash out. But for other people, like for non-business owners, I'm not sure if you have to pay. If you buy, let's say, SHIB down here and you sell up here, and then you use that to buy OMI, which is down here, if you have to pay taxes on what you sold on those profits, because again, you're not a business and you're not transferring those assets. So I'm not sure. And short-term capital gains are literally like 40-something%. It's ridiculous. So, yeah. Lynn X, hey, howdy. Lynn X says, I will be having back-to-back party. Hope I won't miss big news. All right, Lynn X, you party. Oh, are finals over for you? Are you a free person? Let me know. Reese Kendrick says, hey, Randy, how are you, my guy? Just bought more OMI. First stop, Pokemon. Next up, the moon. Here he says, the dark side of the... Sorry. Reese Kendrick says, back to E2. Maybe thoughts on maybe Indonesia for the test country? Well, Pokemon, I don't know if they're going to announce for OMI anytime soon. For Veve, might be next year. Reese Kendrick says, back to E2. Thoughts? All right, maybe Indonesia? I haven't even... Oh, well, and I looked at Indonesia before. I looked at every country to see what I could buy. Thank you guys for the 10+ likes. Yeah, it's possible. I don't know every country intimately. The only ones I think I would be Antarctica, Brazil, guess maybe parts of America, but I don't have like this intimate knowledge with every single country. I think that's pretty impossible. So many countries, and some aren't even open yet. But just studying the marketplace and going over the numbers, I can just tell you what I'm doing as far as where to buy. But as far as what country they're going to use, I don't know. Indonesia is very possible. And X says, I think it will be a really small nation, something like Seychelles. If it's a small nation, like super uber duper small, uber duper, super duper Saiyan, I don't know. I'm trying to think of the smallest country. I mean, you have something like Kuwait, which is very, very small. You have a couple of Middle Eastern countries, again, in the UAE, which are super small. So you do have a small country. It might be anything that was released in the, when Dubai was released in the UAE, like Awal Agin, or I can't pronounce any of them. I'm such a noob when it comes to that. I used to be much better, especially when I was serving. But now, yeah, if it was a small country, it'd probably be one of those that was released in when Dubai was released. Frederick, what's going on, man? Says, do you think the lucky country will blow up like Dubai? Yes, 100%, absolutely. This lucky country, wherever it is, if you don't have tiles there, you can be damn sure you're getting tiles there. People aren't going to even buy it off the marketplace. They are going to be buying it from the land. Like, they're not going to be, oh, where's the cheapest? No, they're just, doesn't matter. It does not matter. They're going to buy as many as they can, as fast as they can, for whatever price they can, just to get those resources. There's going to be blood in the streets. There's going to be utter chaos. And it's going to be, but maybe not, because again, if that's something that they release and they don't have an announcement for, the people that get in early are just going to be like, oh girl, it's just going to start. I guarantee you one of the first people that know is either British Guy Dork Slayer. It's going to be like Nameless or King Tech Ops. Because those guys, they happen to break the news like really, really quickly. Like, for as great a content that Aria Realty and not the Bull Combo. Well, the Bull Combo puts out good content as well every week. It's very good. But Aria Realty and E2 Meta, I feel like their videos are very more. They're not like the breaking news. It's just like, hey, this is what's happening, and this is my amazing video that has cuts and jump cuts, and which is good. But I'm not. I don't really see them as like the drinking a whole bunch of coffee. Let's go, guys! And they're going live, and they're gonna they're not gonna get crazy like that. So I don't think I'm sure information does flow to them, but I don't. I see British Guy Dork Slayer, Nameless, and Tech Ops from Godbook Gaming. I see those guys as the ones that are probably gonna get notified first, and people are gonna notify me as well. But I guess so many it's very, very hard to sift through all of them. When I do get the notification, when it does happen, I will go live as long as I can do both at the same time. I'll be, all right, guys, I'm doing this. This guy, like I said, is going to be utter chaos. It's going to be great. I can wait. Can't wait. Maxwell Cook says, Iceland and North Korea are the bulk of my Class 1 tiles. Oh, nice. All right, so yeah, you do very well there. You do very well. Carl Frederick, actually, for Class 1 tiles, the bulk of my Class 1 tiles are not in Antarctica. The bulk of my Class 1 tiles are in Brazil, India, and South Africa. Yeah. I do have a lot in Antarctica, but it's not the bulk of where it is. Class 2, definitely. Carl Frederick Anderson says, what's your price prediction for the landwidth resources? Landwidth? What is landwidth? What is landwidth resources? But basically, each tile, I think, if you want to sell them, again, if there are buyers, because there will be people that are not in this for the money. There will be people that are just artists. They need resources, and maybe they don't want to go out and mine. Maybe they don't want to, whatever the marketplace, whatever the actual E2 marketplace, like they're going to have their own thing where you can buy from them. Let's say it's 10 cents for 5 resources, so 2 cents a resource. Guarantee people undercut each other. Okay, 1 penny for 1 resource. And as long as you have the buyer, supply and demand, I think a penny a resource is probably, I don't know. Because I mean, what if you need 100 resources to build a to build a building. All right, so it's $1 a building. What if you have like you want a building on, and again, a building on one tile is very you probably have two buildings, really big building on one tile. So if you 15 likes, thanks guys. But if you have 750 tiles, it's going to cost you $750 to get. Yeah, I don't know. I think a penny a resource is probably what I would say right now, but it could be less than that, especially if you have people buying in bulk. Saying, okay, well, I'll actually give you 100 of these, instead of $1, take 80 cents. I'll take 80 cents for them, because that's, again, buying in bulk. It's much easier to do that than it is to take the time. Like, here's a penny for this resource. It takes too much time doing that. So I think there are going to be deals to be had. But again, as people are mining their own, I don't know. I went over a bit last night. I think a penny a resource is probably what it would be to start. When X says, good point. Actually, medium country would be better. I think so too. Final Shot says, when do you think Saudi Arabia will drop? Do you think they'll just drop it on our head tops or give an announcement to everyone? Saudi Arabia has enough land, whether it's the peninsula or just in the desert or their actual cities there, where I think they could announce that, where they could make an announcement for that prior, and they don't have to do that. A drop it, like for a smaller country, again, like let's say Israel, or let's say not even Israel, somewhere else, a smaller country, they would probably just drop and not tell anyone, because they don't want a whole mess of people in that small country at once. But Saudi Arabia, they could, because that's a bigger country. I believe, if I'm thinking correctly, my brain's doing a derp right now. But because that's a bigger country, they'll probably have an announcement for it. But as far as when I think it'll drop, maybe later this year, early next year. I think they might have some countries that are going to be saved for phase 3 as well, because they want to have it, again, phase 2, you have certain things that you can do, but they want to have other countries, I think, for phase 3 as a completed game. They say, okay, now we do drop. So maybe they keep some of them for that. I don't know. A lot of them, the countries that have been dropped, I think have been just tests. Just test the servers, test this and that. So, yeah. Lynn X says, Ukraine border is still a big mess. I haven't been. That's a country I was intimate with, but not Western Ukraine, Eastern Ukraine, like Donetsk, and pretty much the cities that wanted to separate from Western Ukraine and Kiev. So for those of you that don't know, a little history lesson. The people of Ukraine had elected a president that was not going to join the European Union. They did not like the European Union. They wanted to stay separate. So what had happened was a outside government agency, we don't know who it was, they had initiated a coup d'etat to oust that president and put in a pro-European Union one. Much speculation on who it was, what country it was, or even if it was just a rogue operative of a random country, we don't know. But since then, like 2014, there was like a civil war where Kiev and Western Ukraine was not doing good things to Eastern Ukraine. That wanted to be their own separate place. Not wanting to be part of Russia, but Russia was the one that was giving them supplies, it was giving them food. I don't know if they were giving them weapons, but and they had a whole mess of things also. There's some people on the Kiev, Western Ukraine side that had stolen a helicopter, like a UN helicopter, and started firing at the people in Eastern Ukraine. People were switching sides. It was nuts. It was heckin' crazy. Airports were being bombed. There were just, oh my god, yeah. It was very, very. It was an intense time, and apparently it's still. Again, I'm not as intimate with that country as I was, but Linux, yeah, I should probably look at that. Advara Cabra says, please tell about Israel. I think I did before about when I was talking about Israel, as far as the Jerusalem and the things in what do you call it? Went over. So I think I went over that. If there's any specific questions about Israel that I did not go over already, let me know. But I think I did. Lasama says, tell me how you like it, Daddy. Lasama, you don't come in here for like I don't know how many streams, and you come in and you drop. Tell me how you like it, Daddy. You're killing me softly. with my words, strumming your pain with my fingers. Is that what I'm doing, Sombra? I love you, man. All right, it's 30 minutes. Time for my 30-minute Patreon shout out. Close your eyes, give me your hand, darling. Do you feel my heart beating? Do you understand? Do you feel the same? Am I only dream? Grandmaster Wow Wow. All right, so guys, we got about 13 minutes before I gotta go, so I'm gonna try to catch up comments real quick, just because of that drop for the Veve OMI thing. Grandmaster Wow Wow says, I heard from someone that there are annual stock trading and competitions every year, and I heard something about how you can follow the best competitive stock traders on Twitter and copy their trades. There probably are, and probably could. That's probably a pretty good idea. Yeah, as long as someone that's reputable and doing what they do. Yeah. Jeremy C says, what if the test country is just a test, and after the test phase, when phase 2 comes out, just wipe all resources so everyone can have a clean start? There would be riots. They're not going to do that. There are people that would quit on the spot. Jeremy C says, because I can already see some glitch where someone gets 1 million like Wood or something, and it breaks the economy of the game. Glitches, that's the thing that'll probably be corrected if that does happen. That's not something that they're going to restart the whole thing for. If it again depends on if everyone glitches and we all have like 1 million stuff. Okay, then yeah, that's something they might have to. All right, this is a mess. But if it's just like a couple of people out of the hundreds of thousands that are doing it, they'll just fix that glitch for those people. Yeah. Lasombra says, I really wish you'd use that cane on. Oh my god. I don't know. I mean, you want to talk in Patreon? You want to like let me know about some services there? Then yeah, maybe we'll get something done. Linux says, I have class 1 in 10 different countries. Oh yeah. You get that, Brett Linux? What about Israel? I saw Israel again when it comes out. I don't know, late this year, early next year. They might save it for phase 3. I don't know. Elena says, when's your Cybertruck coming? I'm going to get that maybe next year. Yeah, probably want to go to Florida. I'm going to get that. HD Rock Online says, Big Randy to the moon. Meow, meow, meow. Great job. Well, thank you, HD Rock Online. It means the world that you are here. I see you in Guidebook Gaming all the time. Speaking of Guidebook Gaming, if you do not already know, Guidebook Gaming gives out Class 1 tiles every single day. They're linked down below, their Twitch. Also, if you're buying tiles, it'd be great if you use that Chavez referral code right there. Right there. That'd be fantastic. You get 5% back, and I get 5% of what you bought. Abdurraham Ashmari says, Randy, my man, how you been? Abdurraham Ashmari, I've been pretty good. I've been selling some Pokemon cards. I'm about to get maybe like 6-7 grand next week, and we're gonna split it between Bitcoin, OMI, and Earth 2. So that's what's gonna happen. And yeah, because like I said, this is getting to the point where we have. Why I left my businesses, why I decided to do this is just because there's so much money to be made here. There's so much money, and also I like games. I'm a idiot. I love it. So again, trying to sell this card as quickly as I can, but honestly, I'd probably take 300,000 at this point. Someone offer 3. Again, with the cheapest one on eBay outside of mine being 495,000. And I take 3. I'm literally taking $195,000 less than what the other person. So I'll do it just because I can buy more Bitcoin, OMI, and have a lot left for Earth 2. So yeah. Outdoor how much more? Yep. I'm good. Maxwell Cooks says, Elon should give you a discount on your truck for being a long-term hodler. Actually, there was something that he said. I think it was SpaceX, where anyone that has had Tesla tiles stocks for a little while, they might be able to get into SpaceX a little early when SpaceX IPOs, or they might not have SpaceX IPO, they might have Starlink IPO, which anything that Elon Musk touches turns to gold, except Dogecoin right now. Although he's been talking about Doge since like a penny, and what it was at like 70 cents before it went down. But yeah, Adorham Smart says, yep, we all are. I went to some wrong tokens. I lost a big bag, but still holding on them. Some plus Earth 2, of course. Yeah. So I think as long as we hold on to good projects like Earth 2, like OMI from the Veve app, and then Bitcoin, and then Ethereum probably as well. because again, OMI is going to be on the Ethereum blockchain now, and that just means that the transaction time is going to be instant, and there's going to be no gas fees, which is great. And whenever Ethereum 2.0 comes out, that's probably when they're going to move to that blockchain. I don't know when that is. Could be tomorrow, could be end of the year, could be next year, but that's what's happening. That's a trajectory in which we're moving, which I enjoy. All right, we got about 10 minutes left. I got about a couple minutes left before I go and try and get that Supergirl Ultra Rare. So let me know exactly what you guys want answered in the next couple of minutes. I have it already open. I have the app open. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I see Earth 2 is moving slowly, but as we say, little better than nothing. At least the devs are alive. Yeah, and again, I was buying this morning. I bought in Tonga, Libya, Honduras, and St. Vincent. Just because, not new tiles, but just because I could get those tiles off the marketplace. They're class 2 for like 35, 37 cents a tile, which is fantastic. That is heckin' fantastic. I would never have, we wouldn't be able to get that unless a new country opens. I think most of the tiles right now are 50, 60 cents. So being able to get that, like half off for 30 something cents, it is really good. It's really crazy. I really love it. But you could see how the market's taking place, how the invisible hand of the market moves it so that 35 is about the lowest you're gonna see. 36, yeah, 35 to 37. That's about the lowest you'll see. But even you have some bigger countries like Australia and the U.S. that if you just want tiles in those countries, people are selling class 3 at like 80 to 90% off. Heckin' ridiculous. Again, I don't want to be spending multiple dollars for tiles. I'm lucky I'm still buying Antarctica tiles just because. Reese Kendrick says, do you think it's better off buying more tiles in class 2 or 3 at a discount or premium for class 1? I don't know right now. It depends on the ratio in which you're able to mine. Let's say class 1 tiles you can mine 4 times a day. And class 2 tiles you can only mine twice a day. Okay, so let's say if we have that and class 1, yeah, so class 1 produces 4 resources a day, class 2 twice a day. So you're getting double the amount of resources for class 1, but I don't think that you are able to get class 1 for even double what class 2 is. Class 1 tiles, one out of every single country that I've seen, as far as like big discounts, I did not see any class 1s. Class 1s are probably only being sold at cost or more. I don't see that happening. I don't see you getting class 1s at a fair ratio as far as that goes. Like as far as saying, instead of being double of what class 2 is, oh, okay, you can pay double and you can get twice as more. No, you're going to have to pay like 5, 6x to get twice as more. So I don't think so. I think class 2 is probably going to be the better route right now. If you can get class 1 for an amazing deal, great. No big deal. Alan Thomas says, hi Randy, you'll be able to do us a step-by-step guide on how to move our OMI onto the new ETH setup. You don't need to. Your OMI will still stay on whether it's Bit4x, AscendX, Gate.io, and you can still have it in your Trust wallet. Just them going onto a different blockchain just means that it's going to be, instead of being on GoChain, it's on the Ethereum blockchain. So you don't need to buy any Ethereum. You don't need to switch. It's just going to be on that. So the transaction time should be quicker and no gas fees. That's because if you take time in the marketplace, some countries have class 1 tiles 30 to 50% off. I guess I was doing low tile value as well, and I wasn't looking for class 1. I'll try to do that. I'll do that, and I'll report back probably tonight. Carl Fredrik Anderson says, something new about your real estate invest. Earth 2 real estate invest. Yeah, Tonga, Libya, Honduras, St. Vincent, just because I got cheap class 2 tiles. But as far as actual physical Earth 1 real estate, I want to say a couple years, but if Aria Realty does not like it in school and he's making a lot of money with this, yeah, it could be as early as next year. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I love you. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye, Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. Everyone wish me luck on that Veve drop, Komi drop. I love you all. Goodbye. Meow, meow.